Forbidden. Prologue, May 28th, 2013, city of Rumi in war-torn Iraq. The woman glared at her husband. She clung to her son's hand as if he was about to fall into an abyss. She straightened her back, shoring up her defenses. Hashim is only 5. He still needs his mother. My dear wife, I told you the day he was born I'd send him away if the war reached Rumi. Baghdad has fallen. It is time. His gruff voice ensured she would know there was no room for debate. Pack his bags, now. His escorts will be here in half an hour. Hashim yanked his hand away from his mother's grasp. Papa, please, I want to stay. I have proven I'm a most worthy son. I do my chores without complaint. He pointed to his mother's vegetable garden in the backyard. See, I've hoed and weeded all morning, and my room is clean and tidy. And if you wish, I'll help in the clinic today. His father knew that was a desperate offer. Hashim hated needles. Have you completed your English lessons? Hashim nodded, reluctantly. Please don't send me away, Papa. You will be glad I'm here to help. The boy's smile wavered. I'll do anything you ask, Papa. Tears filled his eyes. Please? Give him more time, his mother begged. We are safe. Enough, roared Dr. Sharif. Standing in the kitchen of the family's ancestral home, his gut twisted into a painful knot. The terrorist vermin were banging on Rumi's gates. Suspicious strangers had been stopped at the mountain pass, the only road into Rumi. Extra police guarded the airport. They'd heard of devastation beyond their borders. You are going, Hashim. That's final. Go pack. Pack only warm clothes. Wear your work boots. Be ready for a rough hike. Understood? He hid the trembling in his voice by shouting. Yes, his son was young to be traveling over the mountains, but if he fell into the hands of the terrorists, he'd be taught to kill and hate. He grabbed his son's arm and dragged him into the boy's bedroom. Pack quickly. Sharif grabbed the backpack from under the bed and threw it onto the quilt. In 10 minutes, stand in front of me on the front steps. Sharif turned away before his cherished son could see the pain on his face. Hashim's mother, devoted Muslim and wife, sat in their modern kitchen. Her husband sat down beside her. Tentatively, he placed his hand on her shoulder. She jerked away. Who are the escorts? She asked, looking out across the meadow to their orange orchard. 3 climbers. I paid them well. They will get our son across the border and into France. From there, he will be handed over to people who will ensure he gets to England. Once he is with our daughter and her family, Hashim will be safe. There's no better way, she whispered, unable to speak any louder. Sharif watched his wife fall apart. She doted on Hashim. The rest of their children, 5 daughters, had married and left by the time Hashim was born. Her surprise baby arrived when she turned 40, a gift from Allah. Dr. Sharif and Hashim stood on the front steps as an SUV pulled up the driveway. No words were spoken, no glances or nudges. One of the 3 men got out of the vehicle and strode up to Sharif. This is the kid we're taking to France? The man had a short beard and crooked teeth. Sunglasses hid his eyes. His clothes, made for hard work, were ripped and repaired. He held a toothpick in his teeth and waggled it about with his tongue. Kind of scrawny. Yes, this is my son, Hashim Sharif. How soon will he be handed over to the French Connection? The Iraqi man chuckled. Depends how many times I have to carry the little goat. Maybe a week, maybe 2. Should be in England by the end of the month. Sharif noted Hashim's scowl. The boy was thin, but he was tough from climbing trees and working in the garden. Once I hear from my sister, you'll get the rest of the payment. Sure. Get your ass in the truck, kid. Dr. Sharif kneeled down to hug his boy and say goodbye. Before he could reach his son's shoulders, Hashim darted past him, got into the SUV, and slammed the door shut. June 26, 2020, city of Samarra, Iraq, on the east bank of the Tigris, in the Saladin Governorate, 78 miles north of Baghdad. The bomb blast catapulted Abdul Zidan across the street. His mangled body fell among the rubble of the Guardian's Mosque's south wall. His adrenaline surged. Using the butt of his AK-74 as leverage, he crawled a few yards further, putting a mound of bricks between him and the rebel forces. He had not yet realized his legs were nothing more than shredded flesh and bone fragments below his knees. Abdul gasped when he saw his bloody clothing. My legs. Where the fuck are my legs? Shock had dulled the pain. He called to Amir, the soldier who charged with him through the mosque's doors. Amir, where are you? Answer me. His heart thundered in his chest. His lungs burned for more air. No, no. Allah most merciful, please, no. He tried to sit up, but he fell back, dazed. Amir, I'm hit. His desperate cries became barely a whisper. He gasped for more air. The battle sounded distant, muffled as if he was underwater. Sergeant Amir and Captain Najib ran to his side, wild-eyed and out of breath. Rashid rushed in, skidding to a halt beside Najib. Their eyes burned from the swirling smoke and gunfire. A spray of bullets smacked the wall beside them. They dove, creating a barrier between their fallen soldier and the terrorists' attack. When there was a break in the gunfire, Rashid and Amir grabbed Abdul by his wrists and dragged him as if he was merely a bag of rice. More bullets chased their feet. Blasts from Najib's weapon forced the enemy down. While they settled Abdul behind a wall, Najib reloaded his weapon. Die, you bastards! Burn in hell! He hollered. Amir knelt down beside Abdul. My brother, you are most brave. You pushed them back when they stormed into the mosque. Najib touched what was left of Abdul's legs. A look of shock flickered in his eyes. I'll get you to the medic station. Hang on. When Najib turned to give orders to his men, Abdul clenched onto his arm. No. Too late. The desperate soldier panted, grasping at the clothing of Amir. Those bastards have taken the north side of Samara. My wife, my daughters. He wept grievously. My dear wife, my family, they will have been taken prisoner. He gasped for air. Amir, you know what they'll do to them. Abdul looked frantic. He grabbed Najib's shirt and pulled him down low. You know it's true. It's unthinkable. I cannot bear their suffering, Abdul wailed. Najib, Amir, Rashid, you must go there. Put an end to their suffering. Even as Abdul's energy bled, his face remained transfixed as if witnessing the horror. Quickly, Najib. They must not suffer. Najib swallowed hard. A look of revulsion froze on his face. No, no, no. Abdul, you cannot ask this of me. The soldier pulled away from Abdul. No, I cannot. Allah forbids the killing of innocents. Abdul's eyes glazed, staring into space. You must, Najib. I already hear their screams. His lips quivered. Mercy. Najib, Allah will forgive. Allah. Najib wept. He embraced Abdul, shedding tears into the man's hair, angry that such a monstrous request had been made, angry that the truth was that the women would be savagely treated and die after suffering wicked humiliation. He gritted his teeth and swore, I will end this brutality, the injustices, the insanity. I promise you, my dear friend, I will cleanse this land of the evil. Under the dark cloak of a starless sky, the three men found the camp where the women prisoners suffered degradation and torture at the hands of their vile captors. Amir wept as he readied his rifle and pulled the trigger. Rashid shouldered his and cursed as he fired. A curse fell onto one of them. It would take another 10 years before Najib could make good on his vow. When he did, world governments watched, suspicious, as he amalgamated all the region's Arabic nations into one supernation, the Republic of Islamic Provinces and Territories, RIPT. All tribes, all Islamic sects, all peoples, now represented equally in a democratic authority. Islam returned to its original foundation, focused on obedience to Allah's word. Prayer, modesty, and compassion again became the hallmarks of a faithful Muslim. All variations of Islam joined into one mission: peace. Not all agreed to the vision of Najib and his cabinet ministers. One powerful businessman undertook a mission to destroy President Najib and to murder a police captain by the name of Hashim Sharif.